Timix here, welcome back to Let's Play the Factorio way. As we continue working towards the minibus, this was the first bit of research I wanted to do. Of course, I had to get optics first, which can get us the lamp, but we don't need that yet until it starts getting dark again. The radar here is, of course, a standard start of the game item in vanilla, but I thought it was time to get that going, and it's touchy because of the power drain, which I'll get to in a minute. But while I was working on that, I had another problem, which we can see here. We got the corpse of a biter, and we've got the artifact from it just floating down. I just left it on the belt because I just thought that was funny. And then over here there was an inserter. There's not an inserter anymore. It's the first time we've had anything, actually we've had them damaged, but it's the first time we've had anything destroyed by a biter attack. I'm sure it won't be the last, and that just sort of, gives us a bit of a kick in the pants, kick in the rear to, get moving, or continue moving as quickly as we can, because the biter threat is only going to continue to increase. It's not going to go backwards. So we need to be more prepared to deal with it than we are. That is rather obvious. And then we did get the radar going. Here it is. Flato is the radar's name for whatever reason, and you can see the energy consumption, 150 kilowatts. Now if we look at our power, and let's just see, you can see the spike here. It's almost doubling. It's not quite doubling, but it's almost doubling. You can see it's using up to like averaging about 280 or 290 with the 150 from the radar. And, as that gradually moves up to the average over the last minute, if you look at the last 5 seconds, you can see, radar is going to be our number one user of power, followed by the electric mining drills, and then everything else really much less. You've just got the little bit of drain from the greenhouse, etc. So, all of that is going to suck up our coal more. If we take a look at our turbine, it's putting one in here every few seconds, as you can see. And then if you look inside, it's doing that bursting almost half of the time now. So I mean, it's still plenty easy for the one burner inserter to keep up, but this is actually it's like less than 15% capacity, because averaging less than 300 kilowatts, this thing is a 2 megawatt capacity. So it could do a lot more, but it's definitely going to suck up more coal. And we may eventually want to start thinking about expanding that operation. Now I did also do a couple other maintenance things, and here's one of them real quick. Obviously, this inserter is just extra, and I got rid of it soon. I rebuilt the inserter over here where the biter attack happened, and then basically I just went electric. This is the regular standard ore crusher and electric mining drill, not the burner version. And then I ran out of iron over here as well, and I need to relocate this, but there's really no good places because of all the trees that are in the way. So it was time for the termite bots to make their appearance. Of course, now that I have wood source, I can use those regularly. So if we turn those on, see what they do. And they're going to take down every tree within range. If we move a little more over here, then we can have them take down those. They take several seconds to eat through them. And if we go too close up here, then they will try, or at least before they tried to take down this electric pole. But for some reason it's not doing it this time. I did have that problem with it before. So I think that was probably a bug in the mod that has since been fixed. Reveal this thing behind the tree, which I couldn't actually get at and click it before. Got this little bit of coal on the ground, so I was able to clear all that up. But most importantly, I get all this cleared out, so now right in this area is a good clean sapphirite spot that I continue that I can continue the iron mining operation. Boy, I'm having trouble speaking right now. And then I was able to proceed with the other things we're working on. Now, it took a little while to build everything I needed for it, but I next wanted to get rubite and bobmonium coming in. If we zoom way out here, we can say, okay, this is northeast of the stereotype area. This is rubite, and this is bobmonium. And this is the only significant bobmonium field that we have, as we've mentioned before. So I had to build a bunch of transport belts, ore crushers, mining drills, more power poles. I'm using the wood ones now, not the iron ones, because I have the wood source, so why not use it and conserve the iron for other things. But here, we're getting the bobmonium and the rubite for tin and lead, respectively. And that covers all now of the 4 basic ores that we've got at least some available to come in and be used. And a short time later, this here is the why of all that. Now we've got the 2 ore lines coming in here. They don't have anything on them right now. I've turned them off because I don't want it to be pumping at the moment. But, we've got the undergrounds here to make all this work, get it down by the coal. This probably could have been done a little bit better, but it's functional, and I just wasn't that picky about it. So we've got the furnaces here for, I believe, yeah, that's going to be the rubite into lead. This is the tin from the bobmonium. And then we have this thing over here, which is a metal mixing furnace. Those can choose their own recipe. They also are more expensive. They require stone, brain's not working. They require stone bricks instead of regular stone. But one of the things that it does is that, for example, this will only import tin and lead. It won't, like if there's copper and stone coming down this line, it's not going to take that because that's not what it needs. So that's the reason why I put this here. It can take the tin and the lead in and then put it back out. And all of that will work just fine. The solder is, of course, what we need for the basic electronic components. So let me look those up. Yeah. There we go. Or, no, not for that. For the basic electronic boards. Okay. And so that gives us, and of course we need the tin to make the copper wire there for the electronic components. And then this, the solder plate can be turned into regular solder. That gives us what we need to move forward. One more thing to look at here. If we look at our mini-map, we can see we have some enemies. Small amount there, small amount there. A larger concentration starting to form here. And there's actually more, like there's a small one up here. We just can't see it because of the limit, the light area, the limit in our radar range. But it is expanding out here. And as you can see, there's another sector that goes. And that is actually one of the, I believe that's one of the special Angels resources, like a tree or a garden. So that's the first one we can actually see with our scanner. That's what those blue things mean on there. But we've got plenty of rubite. You can see 1.6 million. This one's 660K that we're biting off. All of these up here. So we've got plenty of rubite. We've only got this one bobmonium thing of just over 100K. There's a little more rubite over here and whatnot. The coal up here, these two are going to be fine. That's about 300K between those. And this one we've used just maybe 10, 12K so far. So it's going to last for a while. And if we look at this, 1.7 million and then 3 million sapphirite up there. That's a very dense, packed vein. And then more stereotype over here. So I'm a little worried about the bobmonium. But everything else, we're going to have enough for a while if we can secure the area. So the securing it is next. And I tried fighting the biters on foot with the rampant mod. And, I've got the heavy armor. I've got the SMG. That's another thing that I did in the middle that I forgot to show here. Is I built the heavy armor. I built a shotgun. So, just to upgrade myself to the, a little bit of research to get the heavy armor. Built the shotgun with some ammo. But even with the SMG, shotgun, heavy armor, the way that they swarm and the number of spitters, or the ranged ones that they throw at you, in this mod, I couldn't handle it on foot. So we're really going to need to dive into some vehicle stuff with the AAI Advanced Autonomous Industries mod next time. And that's going to be coming up next because I want to build, I have a basic plan for how I want to do the minibus and everything, and it's time to start, you know, working on that. But the enemy is like, there's some here, here, here. I mean, they're too close, and they're just going to get closer. Let me turn on the pollution map. So now that our radar is extended, we can see the extent of our pollution, but there just isn't enough room to safely build an expanded operation that's going to be safe from the biters. So that's definitely got to be the next priority. So we're going to get to our first little bit of serious fighting, and it's going to require some resources to build up to that in the next episode. But until then, thanks for watching the Factorio way. More progress made toward the minibus here, and I'll be back with more as soon as we can.